Alright, so I noticed a lot of questions lately about the 6.9 and 7.3 liter diesels from some new diesel owners. Growing up around them, had a lot of them, specifically relating to cold starts and the wait to start lights. I'm going to show you on an 84 6.9. Now, what I'm showing you applies for the 83 on up to through the IDI turbos until they switch to the power stroke engines. Where the wait to start light moved around a little bit, but it's always to your right hand side. In the 83, 84, 85, probably the early 90s, mid 90s when they changed the cab styles, it's exactly where I'm showing you. From the new cab style, it's up and directly to the right of the console, but it's the same three set of lights. You'll have your wait to start, the water and fuel at the bottom with the engine temp in the middle. Mine does not have a functioning engine temp. It doesn't have an actual functioning water and fuel because it's an older truck with the bypass filter, but everything applies. So without any further BSing, I'm just going to cut to the truck. The truck has been started today, and I make note of that in this second clip here. But it'll start the same way down to around about 0 degrees. If your 6.9 or 7.3 liter IDI or IDIT is not starting this easy, you've got a fueling problem, glow plug problem, maybe a battery issue or electrical issue. These are very simple trucks, and it usually is a simple fix, but it will take some time to find the problem. Anyway, here it is. And that's it. That's a normal 6.9 liter start up on a pretty warm day. It's probably about 45, 50 degrees. And this truck did run earlier today, but she'll start just like that when it's down to around 0 degrees. You'll get the glow plugs for 10, 15, 20 seconds, something like that. And then as soon as that light goes out the first time, you bump it, and 9 times out of 10, it'll light right up. If your truck is not doing that, you've got something else going on. A lot of times it's a fuel issue. If people are interested, I can go under the hood of this old truck, and I can crack open a fuel line or something and put some air into the system, and let you guys hear what she sounds like when she's got air in there, and how hard it is to start. Again, it's about 45, 50 degrees, something like that outside, so it's not cold at all. And the truck did run earlier today, but it had been sitting for a good month, and it started just like that. If your 6.9 or 7.3 liter IDI or IDIT doesn't start like this, then you've got some sort of issue going on with your truck, whether it's your glow plug system or your fueling system. These trucks do start in the cold. This truck will start down to about 15, 20 below. Once you start creeping down below 0, it is very hard to start. You need good batteries. You need a good gear reduction starter. Spend a little bit of money, get a good gear reduction starter. Change your battery wires. Make sure your ground wires and your battery plug wire are all good. And as long as you do that, these trucks will start every time. Now that this truck's been started once and got some heat into it. The glow plug light will still come on and it'll still run because it is a dumb plug controller, but it lights right up. And because the block is still below, you know, probably about 100 or so degrees, it's going to do the post-heat cycle again. But it will just that easy. You know, you shut it off and whoop. Of course it does that. I've got a bad starter wheel, but there you go. Okay, so that's cool start. I won't call it a cold start because the truck had run earlier today and it's not even cold out. Of a Ford Navistar IDI, the IDIT, and this, 6.9, 7.3, they'll start about the same way. The wait to start light position differs a little bit, but it's always to the driver's right towards the passenger side and either down by your knee or right next to your instrument panel there. If you're not getting, when it starts getting below 60 degrees, if you're not getting a good 10 seconds of glow plug run, something's up. If your truck is hard to start just when it's cold out, something's up with the glow plugs. If you're getting good glow plug run and all your plugs are good, check them with a light bulb, not just an ohmmeter. The ohmmeter is good, but most of them aren't sensitive enough, and you really need to pass a little bit of current. Check it with a light bulb, and if you got a good solid, light on it, then great. If one of them's really dim, go ahead and just replace that one because it's probably going or is gone. But they should all light up in a light bulb when you hook a light bulb through them or to them. I'll try to answer some more questions on the forum and stuff, and if there's enough interest, I'll introduce some failures in the old truck and show you guys what happens. Especially like the common one, getting air into the fuel, and the other second common one when the glow plugs don't fire, or if you've got just a bunch of bad glow plugs, they misbehave pretty royally in either of those cases, but they behave very differently. Whenever you got air in the fuel, it's going to miss after you fire up. A lot of times you get a little bit of a stumble around, no matter how warm out it is. In the cold, once you start getting below 40 degrees and that, it's not that unusual for these trucks to stumble a little bit, but until you get well below freezing, you shouldn't be outright missing and stumbling. 40 degrees isn't cold. It's just not. It was probably 25, 30 degrees out last night, and that truck hadn't been started in at least a month. I went in and started up just like I did here in this clip. So I'll try to answer questions as I can. Leave them in the comments, and I'll try to put another video up on the Diesel Stock forums. I'm ZOP over there. I'm New Kicks, GNU KX elsewhere, and over here on YouTube, Overkill +1, and that's because my GNU Kicks account is associated with a different email address of mine. So, anyway, hopefully I can help some people out and help a few people answer some of these questions in maybe a little bit more easy to understand way with some videos and that, and hopefully these aren't too long-winded for people. Good luck, and try to stay warm out there.